Hello everyone. In this video I am going to tell Bhagavad Gita sloka number 9.1. The first sloka of Bhagavad Gita chapter 9, the most confidential knowledge. In the previous chapter, Arjuna asked Lord Krishna 8 questions, and after giving the answers to those questions, Lord Krishna told Arjuna how one could attain him. Let us begin with this shloka. Shri Bhagavanuvacha idam tute guhyatamam pravakshyamyanusuyave jnanam vijnana sahitam yajñatva mokshase subhat. Shri Bhagavanuvacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, idam, this, tu, but, te, unto you, guhyatamam, the most confidential, pravakshyami, I am speaking, anusuyave, to the non-envious, jnanam, knowledge, vijnana, realized knowledge, sahitam, with, yet, which, jnatva, knowing, mokshase, you will be released, asubhat, from this miserable material existence. The whole meaning is, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most confidential knowledge and realization, knowing which you shall be relieved from the material miseries of material existence. As a devotee hears more and more about the Supreme Lord, he becomes more enlightened. This hearing process is recommended by the Srimad Bhagavatam. The messages of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are full of potencies, and these potencies can be realized if topics regarding the Supreme Godhead are discussed amongst devotees. This cannot be achieved by the association of mental speculators or academic scholars, for it is realized knowledge. The devotees are constantly engaged in the Supreme Lord's service. The Lord understands the mentality and the sincerity of a particular living entity who is engaged in Krishna consciousness and gives him the intelligence to understand the science of Krishna in the association of devotees. Discussion of Krishna is very powerful, and if a fortunate person has such association and tries to understand the knowledge, then he will surely make advancement towards spiritual realization. Lord Krishna, in order to encourage Arjuna to higher and higher elevation in his potent service, describes in this 9th chapter matters more confidential than any he has already disclosed. The first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is more or less an introduction to the rest of the Bhagavad Gita, and in the second and third chapters, the spiritual knowledge described is called confidential. Topics discussed in the 7th and 8th chapters are specifically related to devotional service, and because they bring enlightenment in Krishna consciousness, they are called more confidential. But the matters which are described in the 9th chapter deal with unalloyed, pure devotion. Therefore, this is called the most confidential. One who is situated in the most confidential knowledge of Krishna is naturally transcendental. He therefore has no material pangs, although he is in the material world. In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it is said that although one who has a sincere desire to render loving service to the Supreme Lord is situated in the conditional state of material existence, he is to be considered liberated. Similarly, in the next chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, the 10th chapter, that anyone who is engaged in that way is a liberated person. Now this first verse has specific significance. The words idam jnanam, which means this knowledge, refer to pure devotional service, which consists of 9 different activities, which are hearing, chanting, remembering, serving, worshipping, praying, obeying, maintaining friendship, and surrendering everything. By the practice of these 9 elements of devotional service, one is elevated to spiritual consciousness, Krishna consciousness. When one's heart is thus cleared of material contamination, one can understand this science of Krishna. Simply to understand that a living entity is not material is not enough. That may be the beginning of spiritual realization, but one should recognize the difference between activities of the body and spiritual activities of one who understands that he is not the body. In the 7th chapter, we have already discussed the opulent potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, like his inferior energies and the superior energies, and all this material manifestation. Now, in the 9th chapter, the glories of the Lord will be delineated. The Sanskrit word anusuyave is also very significant. Generally, the commentators, even if they are highly scholarly, are envious of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even the most smart scholars write on Bhagavad Gita very inaccurately because they are envious of Krishna. Their commentaries are useless. The commentaries given by the devotees of the Lord are bona fide. No one can explain Bhagavad Gita or give perfect knowledge of Krishna if he is envious. One who criticizes the character of Krishna without knowing him is a fool. So such commentaries should be very carefully avoided. For one who understands that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the pure and transcendental personality, these chapters will be very beneficial. Thank you for watching, and I will tell the next sloka in the next video.